Okay, next up is a beer that I have no idea what it is. I can't even remember the name of it or who brews it, but I do know that I bought it from a health food shop about 3 or 4 hours ago. So let's find out about this beer together and see what we see. Welcome back to Views on Brews. I am Brendan and this beer is a complete mystery to me. I wanted to do a review on a beer that I had little or no knowledge about whatsoever, and a friend of mine, we were chatting on social media, and he said, have you seen those beers down below beneath where I work? Now there's a shopping centre in my town, and they have a Holland Barrett in there, and in the Holland Barrett, lo and behold, there is beer. You can buy beer in Holland Barrett. Who would have thought? But I picked this can up 3 or 4 hours ago. I don't know anything about it. I shoved it in my backpack on the way home, and I just decided now I've just had a nice big dipper and a Berliner Weiss, so I thought I'd move on to something a little bit more tame and just see what this beer is all about. I have got a bit of a cold coming on me. I can feel it on me now, so hopefully I can beat the cold and just see what this is all about. So have a look at the can there. Okay, you are looking at it for the first time, and so am I. I'm not doing a very good job of turning it around. Apologies. This beer is a low ABV beer. To know, is it called alcohol free? I don't know what the limit is before it is low alcohol or alcohol free, but this beer says it is never more than 0.5%. So I don't know what that means to make of that, but it just says it's never more than 0.5%. So that could mean it's 0.0%, 0.1, 0.2, 3, 4 or 5. So Big Drop Brewing Company, the makers of this beer, and the beer is Pine Trail Pale Ale. It is alcohol free, as they say, but there is 0.5% or less. It has a hop meter on the back, or is that a hop meter? Yeah, it has wow, that's weird. On the back of this, let me just look at that for a second. On the back of this, it says, it gives you kind of like a meter there to show you, normally you get meters on the back of beer to show you how hoppy it is, how malty it is, how sour it is, how whatever it is. But this one, the two ends of it say Endless Tailback, and at the other end it says Forest Track. So I don't know what that means at all. I've no idea what that means. The beer is gluten free, which is another bonus. So that's, you know, it's gluten free, and it's perfect for a health food shop. It's 61 calories. It can be sold not in an off license because it's 0.5% or less. It has 42 IBUs in this beer. Now, for a pale ale, that's quite a lot of bittering units. The hops it lists as well, so it's giving quite a lot of information about the beer. Magnum, Mosaic, and Amarillo. So what an incredible array of hops. I love Mosaic and I love Amarillo. Magnum, it's a proper, interesting bittering hop. Let's see what it gives. A delight for the senses. This beer delivers on all levels. Rosy floral aromas are immediate. Rosy floral is going to come from Mosaic, but rosy floral aromas are immediate as you pour, with a light and limey citrus bite on the palate. I don't know where they get lime from, because Amarillo, Mosaic and Magnum don't give you lime, but we'll see. With a light limey citrus bite on the palate and a balanced but obvious bitterness to finish. it's going to be very obvious with 42 IBU in a pale ale. So if the malt is pale in a pale ale, you are going to get, and you've got 40 plus IBUs of bittering in this beer, you're going to get a really, really bitter beer. But we'll see. Maybe there's a bit of malt to taper it. Ingredients: water, barley, wheat, lactose. Okay, this beer has lactose in it. All right, so I did not anticipate that. And then it has hops and yeast in it. I am guessing, actually, I'm going to stick my neck out and say I'm almost certain the reason this beer has lactose in it, milk powder is unfermentable. It's used in a lot of milkshake IPAs, and the reason people put it in beer is to give a vanilla, creamy, sweet flavour. So perfect if you're going to make a milkshake IPA, perfect if you want to make a NEPA a little bit more creamier. Or if you want to make a milk stout. Traditionally, this, lactose, really, milk powder was used in milk stout, and I believe that lactose has a really good place in very dark beers of a particular style, and also in milkshake beers, but milkshake IPAs. That's all good and well and fine, but in this beer, 42 IBUs, it's gluten-free, it's 0.5%, 61 calories. Apparently it's 80% forest track as opposed to endless tailback, whatever that means, I don't know. But it is interesting at least. And it has some incredible hops in it, Magnum, Mosaic and Amarillo. I'm a little bit baffled by the beer, but I should point out at the World Beer Awards in 2017, this won the World's Best Style winner. So I'm guessing alcohol-free pale ale was the style, or was it just alcohol-free beers? This one, World's Best Style winner. Okay, so this won the World's Best Style winner. Does that mean it won gold? Does that mean it won the absolute best? No idea. Big Drop Brewing Company. I'm interested to try this one out. I'm not going to shake the can around anymore. Anyway, cheers, sláinte, and let's get the beer open. That froth on the top there is down to me, swizzing the can around. I've got this really nice Killarney Brewing Company glass that I picked up down in County Kerry just over a week ago now. The beer is pouring with a fabulous head of foam on top of it. I have to say that is really, and I'm also getting hops on the nose here from being this far away from it. Does it say anything about, it actually does something that a lot of breweries don't, and I wish they would. It gives the canned on date of the 2nd of June 2020. We are now the 24th or 25th, 24th of August. So this is only this is a couple of months old, this beer. And it's given a year on it as the best before. So it gives a can date and a best before date. Really, I'd like to see that down to 6 months. But to be honest, this is a gluten-free, healthy option beer with no alcohol, 0.5 or less % in it. I'm delighted just to see that they've even put a canned on date on it. I think that's brilliant. So kudos for them, to them for doing that, and the amount of things that they've put, the details they put on the back. I want to know how bitter the beer is going to be. 42%. I can tell there's a light body to this beer. We've got a wispy, unsettled, very rocky, like a soap suds type of foamy head on the beer. Reason being, it's been denatured in some way. The alcohol has been removed, or it's been, pasteurized out of it, or boiled out of it, or in some way the alcohol has been removed. But you can see that the head is just clinging on there. It's doing a fairly good job. Very nice carbonation, crystal. I mean, absolutely crystal clear beer. Very bright, almost transparently gold. It's so clear you can just I can see my fingerprint through the other side of this glass. You know, I don't know if it's been filtered or not. I'm sure that it's been through a process to denature the alcohol in it in some manner description. The head is still sticking around. The carbonation is medium to high, and it is still ticking over. Let's have a little smell on the nose of this beer and just see what we have here. It claims it has a rosy floral, immediate rosy floral character on the nose. I do get mosaic straight away. Mosaic is a multi-purpose hop. It's a foolproof hop. There is a bit of a berry character to it. Mosaic does come off a little bit blueberry, but I perceive mosaic myself as a fruity, bright berry character, and it does have that. It does have a floral element. The aroma is just sublime. It's absolutely fantastic. Not what I was expecting to pick up on the shelf of a health food store, right next to a bunch of like nuts and gluten-free this and you know, all these different aromas in the shop itself. Really just quite a surprise to find this on the shelf, and actually I think this is going to be good. I've spun the head up and it's actually gone even a little bit thicker. So even before I've tasted the beer, I know that this is a well-made beer. Is it going to be good? Is it going to have a bit less body, and is it going to have a bit less lac kick from the alcohol? Yeah, of course it is. But if you go to get a 0.5% ABV beer, that is what you're going to get. You're going to get a beer that lacks and misses that alcohol element to it. You know, if you have a shot of vodka, you get that big hit of fiery alcohol. You know, that's 40%. This is 0.5% in a 330 ml can. So you're going to get none of that. But what it doesn't have, it makes up for in spades in the aroma at least. Anyway, cheers, sláinte. This is Big Drop Brewing Company's Pine Trail Pale Ale, alcohol free. Let's have a go. Well, that is surprising. I've worked out straight away why this brewing company have put 42 IBUs in here. IBUs are international bittering units. The reason this company has done that is to make up for that lost kick of alcohol that I was just talking about. So where you miss that bite of alcohol, in place of it is the bite of bittering units. It has bitterness straight up front, bitterness through the middle, and bitterness lingers on through the end. It's like a bite. And the beer is medium to light mouthfeel, or fairly medium-ish mouthfeel. But the perception is that the mouthfeel is fuller because of that bitterness. And the head is just swilled away, but it comes straight back. Plenty of carbonation. It's able to hold its own, even though it has that very, very low ABV in it. I think I'm going to say that might be, like, I've had quite a few gluten-free beers in my time. I've only ever liked one or two of them, but this might just be the best gluten-free beer I've ever tasted. This beer has so much going for it in terms of fulfilling the needs of the consumer. And on top of it, the aromas are just fantastic. And the flavours, big tangerine, orangey, very medium pininess to it, which is built up with bitterness to support it. Has a kind of a floral element to it, a citrus grapefruit element to it as well. Mountains of grapefruit now I think about it. A little bit tropical. This is a great beer. And there's 0.5% alcohol in this beer. I mean, if you handed that to me in a bar, like I've had a lot of beers, proud enough, or not, shouldn't be proud to say, but I've had a lot of different beers, and this, if you told me that was a 4.2% pale ale, I would absolutely 100% agree with you. And I wasn't expecting that. Fantastic beer. Really nice bitterness. I think it's the bitterness that really gets me, and the choice of those really, really indulgent hops, the Mosaic and the Amarillo. The Amarillo in particular gives it this really nice orangey tangerine, but like a little bit of a spice kick to it. It's not quite yet spicy, but it's along that spectrum. Mosaic then fills it out with fruity berry character, floral on the nose, grapefruit, citrus. It's got it all, and a bitterness. Like the bitterness just keeps coming through. I think it's what saves a low ABV beer, is having that magnum bitterness in it from the third hop in there that fills out the flavour and fills out the mouthfeel and fills out the lack of the gluten-free aspect of this beer. So I'm really surprised at this beer. I had no idea what I was picking up off the shelf, and I purposely chose to not look at this beer until it was put down in front and I hit go on the camera to record it. So I had never seen this beer can at all. I just took it up to the counter and didn't look at it, put it in my bag. But there's only 61 calories in this. You know, a normal pale ale might have 250, 275, maybe even 300 calories in a big pale ale. This one has 60 calories in it. So if you're looking for a full flavoured pale ale with a really decent flavour to it, really decent aromas to it, this one is fresh, so it was canned fresh, but an alternative, if you're the driver, let's say, or if you're just not drinking, or it's on a school night, or if you have a gluten intolerance, or if you're a celiac, I would absolutely 100% give this the thumbs up. That's my view on this brew. I'm going off now to enjoy the rest of this beer. If you see it about, if you're in Holland and Barrett, I'm sure there's a Holland and Barrett nearby you, go and pick up one of these beers. I think there's more in the range, but this one is the pale ale. Anyway, cheers, sláinte, and it's on to the next one. Bye.